Opening up is always so hard. But so, anyway, I'm going to go right ahead and pray and open up. Because I'm hungry. I'm ready to get some breakfast. Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you for everything that I have. Thank you for life, health, and strength. Thank you that I woke up this morning with the activities of my limbs. Thank you that I have a job to go to. Thank you that I have this space to do what I'm doing. God, I ask that you would help me today to say the things that are edifying and uplifting to somebody else. Help me to inspire somebody's thinking, to just go in your direction, if not go to church, and to get themselves a better relationship with you. And Lord, help me as I'm strengthening, or at least trying to strengthen my own relationship with you. Thank you for everything that you do, everything that you've done. Thank you for all the ways that you've made for myself and for other people. Lord, continue to have mercy on people who are less fortunate than we are, people who are unable to do for themselves, and Lord, people who are careless and simply unconcerned. Thank you for everything. In Jesus' name, amen. And we're gonna open up. What? We're gonna open up. Do I have a song today? What song is in my heart? I just wanna thank you forever and ever and ever for all you've done for me. Blessings and glory and honor, they all belong to you. Thank you, Jesus. What? For blessing me. That's the one. That's the one. Yes, yes. It is me, your OG, JC. And I am back in the building, back in the studio. You already know this is how Always in Hedges podcast. And I am glad to be here. Of course I am. That song was in my heart because I just want to thank you. And of course, I took like a week off, and I should have dropped the episode last week, and I didn't, because why did I not? Stuff. Anyway, we're getting this one here today. And that is a part of my thanking him, because I was actually just going through it last week. Oh, I remember. And I was mad at myself and beating myself up for some stuff, some crazy stuff that happened. And that's the thing. I spent the week kind of beating myself up, and I was in a real funk. I was in a real stinky place for like a couple of days. It was like 3 days. And although, you know, it's one of the things like, just feel your feelings. You have every right to feel that way, blah, blah, blah. I was real angry with the Lord because stuff was happening and I didn't quite understand it. And you know how stuff be happening. It's like you be praying and stuff and everything. People be like, oh, well, just pray about it. Like, bitch, that's not where I'm lacking. Like, I pray and I be praying. And that's the thing, is like when you be praying for stuff, and it's not so much you think you just on the right track all the way, because of course, you know, you messing up, you have your flaws and things. But it's just like, God, I thought we was trying to get somewhere. How did this happen? And so I was just real upset. And sure enough, I was mad, and I couldn't be mad at anybody. The situation itself wasn't even like, it was bad. Of course, don't nobody want to be in that kind of position. But I wrecked my car. That was it. It wasn't even my car. I wrecked somebody else's car. But then that's the thing. I got my car back. I would, like, it's not like the world ended, but I was just mad. Like, why did this keep happening? That's the thing. Like, I keep fucking up car. And so I'm just like, Lord, do you want me to walk? Like, what is it that we're trying to understand here? But I also got my car, which is something that I was wanting anyway. So I was just so mad. And in my being angry for all the couple of days, it's like I just was mad at people. I just kind of was just like, actually not mad at people, but I was easily agitated with people. But at the same time, I was just trying to be like, just leave me alone because I'm mad, okay? I'm just upset. And I kept trying to well, at first I was trying to avoid praying because I didn't know what to say, but I didn't know what to say because I was mad. So it's just like, but it really was good. Like, just, you come talk to me. Like, I don't know what to say. So I was really just like that. And all the while, or at least by like the second day, I kind of just felt a sense of, you know how you just real mad and angry, and you just like, and you just mad, and you just crying, and you just frustrated, and you just talking, and somebody just holding you, and they just like, yes, girl, it's okay, like, it's all right. They really don't even say nothing, they just hold you and be like, mm-hmm. They just let you have that moment, kind of just like a parental hug. I would say a fatherly hug is just God, but it's like I felt that, and I just felt myself being mad, just like, why is this happening? And so that's where my thank you really kind of started, is because I did want to record, but at the same time, just like I say, when stuff be happening, I just be like, bro, I don't know what to get on there and say right now because I'm upset and I don't want them to think that I hate you. But yeah, I felt, and that's also the thing, is I had been praying, and that's the thing, like, I'm over here praying to increase my faith, help me do stuff, working on self-love and loving you. And here I am feeling very much abandoned, and I'm not understanding this situation, and blah, 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 blah. And he's very much holding me. And because I could feel the hug, and part of it, and I also listened to, I know I'm jumping everywhere, I was listening to Getting Grown. And that's the thing, on one of the days when I was just like, I just wanted to be alone, I listened to shows, and I really do know I have a spiritual connection with the podcast that I listen to. Because when I ask for a word, I get one every time. I get drug up and down. And so Kia was talking about, or it was an episode talking about, it was Kia, but it was an episode talking about, or somebody wrote in, yeah, about feeling self-love, or when you're working on self-love, how it doesn't feel as tangible as when somebody else is doing it. And so during my upsetness, but also in my recognizing, like, Janelle, you're okay, and you do very much feel, like, the fact that you can observe that, you feel that, like, you know that you're okay, you know that you're fine. And if you can feel that way, and then I just got mad, and I be having to break myself down and ask myself questions like, okay, so why are you so upset? Okay, so who are you mad at? Okay, so if you're not mad at them, and you're not mad at yourself, and you're just mad about the situation, then what? Oh, so you're mad at God. Okay, so why are you mad at God? Let's talk about this. Okay, but everything is fine, and you can feel him holding you, and that's what you've been asking for, is the love. Like, you be wanting to feel loved in presence and stuff, and you feel that, but you're just mad. Why? Because it don't feel like a regular hug, literally, like, and that's what I was upset for. Like, it just don't feel like, I just don't feel it. I just don't feel it. I feel like I'm just down here frazzled by myself, like, just I just be a whirlwind. But that's really how I felt. So I was just like, why are you so upset? And I could very much feel, my good sis, like, when you trying to comfort yourself, or like be okay, or just accept that okayness and that peace that God gives you, the peace that surpasses understanding. I was trying to be there, but I didn't understand. You know, it don't always feel as comfortable as just like, okay, this terrible thing happened, just get up and go, child. Because it's just, it wasn't that simple to me, especially because I internalized so much stuff. And so I'm just like, this happened. And so this has to be like a situation, and it has to be dealt with. And I have to sit with this. And it's just like, it's not every day. Sit with, because you 3 days into the situation, you have your car, stuff is running fine, you're just over here mad. And so, yes, my thank you is very much because he answered my prayers. Things are very much fine with me. I'm safe. I wasn't even hurt. Noonie pulled up and didn't even get my phone call. I called this nigga and he didn't even answer the phone, but he was pulling up because he was driving down the highway. You see how God be having your back? And I didn't go to jail with my suspended license. Come on, somebody. That's what I'm saying. I just want to thank you. Mama Shaya. I just wanted to thank him. And then up and through the week, and then here and today, you know, I'm also dealing with things. And it's just like, he's just like, sis, I got you. I got you. I feel you. And I got you. And just that I got you is just like, that's the real thing. I'm trying to hold on to it so tight. But also, that's why I get so upset when bad stuff happens. Because it's just like, I'm already holding on to my mustard seed faith. So how could you try me, Jesus? How could you try me? And I'm over here trying to try you. And then that's the thing. Like, you already tried me. You know what I'm on. You know I got your back, sis. Why are you so upset? Stop. That's how God talked to me sometimes. Janelle, shut up. If you will, shut up. Because you're over here mad. And I'm over here trying to show you that you're fine. When have you not been fine? Tell me. Since you're so upset, tell me, when have you not been fine? Ew. Oh. Anyway, that's where my thank you comes from. And that's also all of what I'm talking about today, which is very much being... I love the fact that my name means God is gracious. Because when I say it is my entire life, I just live it out. If it's not God being gracious to me, it's me having to be gracious to somebody else in a way that I don't understand. And I have to remember, God is gracious. And so you have to be that person too, because that's your name, Janelle. But so yeah, being gracious to yourself when stuff is happening is also you understanding God and his love even the more. And I think that, and I just said that the other day, I really hate being in processes, but I've learned to appreciate them, because it's just like that. You wait for something, and once you waited and worked for it and struggled for it, you can appreciate it, and it's going to be this hopefully great thing. And you hear how my faith, literally, that's how I talk to God sometimes. It's like I be real excited, like I know these things can happen, then my brain think of something specific, and it's just like, but can that actually happen? Can it be grand? Can it be grand? Because sometimes everything ain't grand. Sometimes you work for stuff and it's just all right. But that's literally how my brain works. So that's sometimes how I end up fading out. But yes, in processes, you always expect something great at the end. But so I get hung up in like, one, I'm in the process, and two, when bad stuff is happening, how can I be so assured? Like, if I'm going to go through bad stuff, I would really like to just know, at least know and be certain. Not that it can be good, but that it's going to be good. Because I don't want to go through this for no reason, just to be like, this is good. Like, bruh, after all of this, I need grandiose. I don't want to settle for good. Like, it just really hurts my feelings. And I don't mean that, and that's a real thing. Like, I don't mean this in like a way of not being humble or anything like that. But I feel like after a certain, and it is about choices, do not get me wrong. But after you kind of struggle with certain stuff for a while, it's just like, God, I don't understand how I'm going to come out of this and not be here with it. Like, you already know the type of person I am. And that's the thing, is that's why I have faith in it, but it's also a journey and a walk in the process. Anyway, that's my point. Processes and things, I don't like being in them. But you also end up learning so much more than you anticipated. And that's the thing, is you learn about yourself when you're trying to work on yourself. When you trying to work on yourself, you learn about yourself, and you doing it right. You learn stuff that you don't like. You have to learn some stuff that you got to fix, and it starts to take years. You have to learn boundaries. You have to start doing it with other people. This stuff it takes time, and it takes years. And at the same time, if you're trying to have a relationship with God, you over here really going through it because you're trying to hold his standards and what you're really going through. And that's where self-love and grace comes into play. And also, I'm going to put the link in the description for the video that I just watched, because I had a moment when I woke up. I woke up to a time today. I woke up having to make life decisions. And, I mean, I'm just up doing my thing. But, like I say, I have a connection to the stuff that I listen to. And so I was just like, God, I need to hear something. And sure enough, I got it on YouTube. And the first video that popped up was the T.D. Jakes Demonstration of Faith Part 1. I'm going to put the link in the bio. But I sat and listened to that. It's about 28 minutes long. And he was talking about how, basically, like when the people came in and was asking Jesus about how the people was eating on the Sabbath or something to that extent. Something was happening on the Sabbath, and some people came in and asked Jesus, who wasn't even eating, why some other people was eating. And the moral of the story at that time was kind of just like, well, with what he was taught, the moral of the story, with what he was talking about, get your mouth together, was sometimes, and that was what he said, people can be more religious than Jesus. As in, people try to hold you to this standard, even when it comes to the Bible. Like, oh, well, the Bible say this. Like, okay, when is the last time you followed everything the Bible said? And actually, Jesus' response was, have you not read? Have you read? Have you read or have you not read? One of the two. But basically, he was implying, like, you ignorant twits, get out of my face. And it was also a level of, these people hunger surpasses the sacredcy of the bread at the time. It's all in the video, so just go watch it. But what I gathered from that in my what I was looking for in it was, like I was saying, when you're trying to have a relationship with God and you try to have his standards and stuff, you beat yourself up because you just like, I have to be, damn it, I have to be perfect. I'm striving for perfect, really. So I'm beating myself up to be this certain way. But it's just like, Janelle, those rules are there and that stuff is in place. And that's what we talk about. Principles are in place and the Sabbath is in place. The Sabbath don't need you. That's also like in the Bible, the part of what he said again. Go listen to it. The Sabbath wasn't made for you. Wait, you weren't made for the Sabbath. The Sabbath was made for you. As in, like, these rules and stuff was put here in place that when you respect them, they do good. Like, you end up being benefited by following these particular rules. Like, you benefit from that. These rules don't need you for them to be good rules. You benefit from following the good rules. And so you over here beating yourself up, or me, I'm over here beating myself up, we all, whoever. When you're trying to walk right in any capacity and you beating yourself up at the same time, it's just like, Janelle, you also do the same way that you know Bible and you know what he's saying, what you're not supposed to do, in the same way you feel conviction. Yes, you have to work on feeling that love, but you also can very much be knowledgeable of, and that's also the thing. When he said, have you read? The Bible talks about God's love and what it is and all of that stuff. And as aware as I am of those scriptures, I'm not as quick to put them in my brain and implement them the same way I am, or as quickly as I am to kind of like convict myself for doing stuff or to make myself feel bad. So when I'm over here beating myself up about something bad I did, I don't put that same energy into, finding that love and that just grace with God, where he's just like, all of this is happening. You have this understanding. So it's not like you're out here just living this, stupid, frivolous life. You have awareness. Yeah, you need to work on it. But sis, I'm with you. I'm here. I got you. I love you. And I was thinking, and that's what I was thinking last week when I was going through my stuff. I understand how unconditional love here on earth is going to always be a struggle because humans get on people's nerves. White people don't wash their bodies. I'm going to talk about that later. But it's hard to like people down here. It's hard to like people, more or less love somebody, more or less unconditionally. And God, a part of love, when we read about what it is long suffering. And that's the part when I talk about having to go through processing, long suffering. Now, if I'm going to love you and it's going to be long suffering, this need to be some real love. And that's why I understand how I'm jealous. You need to be sticking with me. Let me know what this is. And that's the thing. You understand love. You understand God better when you are actively working on yourself and when you read the Bible. Because a part of all of what this is, have you read? Faith is the substance of things hoped for, and faith come by hearing and hearing by the word of God. Faith is the word of God. The Bible is like I say, the only infallible, inspired, written word of God is in it. This is the book God left for you to know what he said about right and about wrong, about love and about wrath. The book is here for you to understand it, but you have to read the book to know. It's kind of just that simple. So have you read? So keeping myself abreast on all of these, not so much of scriptures and sayings, and it's not even just cliches and it is scriptures, but trying to keep all of this in your head and keep yourself on the right track and, properly balance beating yourself up because you know that you're in the wrong, but also being gracious to yourself. It is a time and a journey. It is honestly a time and a journey. You just find yourself with no friends, really just talking to yourself often, because I'm always just in the middle of trying to get me together. If it's not me trying to get me together, it's God trying to get me together. And with a time, it's going to always be. But one thing that I can honestly say about the entire thing is I appreciate, at least I feel like I got a connection with God. If don't nobody else, and I'm not saying it's the best one, I'm not saying I'm the safest bitch out here, none of that. But I know for a fact that I have a relationship with the Lord. As much as I try and I talk to that nigga, and that's the thing, he's proven himself to me, and I can honestly say that. And because I can say that much, that's probably why he keep... When I talk about the Lord, I'm just talking about him the way I talk. So don't you go do this. I'm not recommending it out there for anybody, but You know, and don't you be mad at me. I'm not saying, you know, I'm doing it right for all of you folks who want to go tell my grandma. Whoever told my grandma that I'm out here talking on this microphone, and you probably listen to this, and if you heard me cussing, why would you tell my grandma? Because she was out here asking me for my link, and I'm just like, Grandma, I curse on there. I'm saying words. A lot of them. So whoever did that, whatever. But anyway, yeah, the way I talk to the Lord, he knows, and that's God's great. He know you are very much his baby. You are the apple of his eye. He rocked you in the cradle of his loving arms. He know you. And I'm not saying go talk to him any old kind of way, because that's where respect and reverence and learning him some more come into play. It's not every day you go talk to him like, nigga, da-da-da-da. No. That's what I was saying. I felt that. Like, it's sometimes where he just gonna give you a hug and he gonna let you say what you want to say, and he gonna look at you. And a part of his look is, I'm here and I'm listening, but also you watch your tongue. Don't you talk too fast, because when you start talking fast, you know how you get. He gonna squeeze you tighter so you can know I'm very much here and I'm listening and I can hear you. And I'm gonna tell you what I mean, because a part of me being mad, somebody said I love you, like I was upset or whatever, we was on the phone. And it was just like, okay, I was just like, yeah, I don't want to talk, whatever. So I'm getting off the phone. I was just like, I love you. And I so badly wanted to be like, I don't want no love, nigga. Watch what you say. However mad you get, and just simple stuff like that is, I understand that God, when I'm talking, that I feel like he be playing with me, because it's like, you know how you say something and then like it happens and you be like, I see what you did there. Like, I feel like you playing with me, like you tried me. So I got mad, and that's the thing, me over here being all mad, talking all fast, being all angry and upset. I'm just like, yeah, like you don't want no love? You want to say that? Is that what you want to say? Is that, his ear is very in tune. He's listening. That's why you need to be careful when you're mad and when you're angry. You don't get to fly off your mouth and say what you want to say. I really despise people who get mad and they just fly off the handle and start being specifically verbally abusive. Because, and I mean that, like, they'll just start calling your names, saying stuff like to hurt your feelings, intentionally to hurt your feelings. Like, they just start bringing up your past. Like, that's why your mama don't love you and your daddy was on drugs. Like, why? Whoa. Like, and when people say that, like, I personally believe, you know, the same way they say drunk people say, you know, they tell you the truth and stuff. That's how I feel. If you get mad and you start talking shit to me, I'm gonna feel like you've always hated me. And it's not a matter of just feeling like you hate me, but out of the heart, that's your mouth gonna say what you like. How did you just get so mad? So you need to be quiet with all that angry talking that you're doing. You need to be very careful. When you feel yourself in and just start flying, you go have you a sip of water or something and you be quiet. You go plug your earphones in with some gospel music. You be like, I'm sorry, because I was really finna say that and fuck my own self up. Because that's exactly how I felt. Like, you don't feel loved and you don't want none either. And you want to feel, Jeanette, I'll get you together the way you want to be God. That, I feel like that's how God talks to me. I'll get you the way you want to be. Keep playing. So I just, you know, I've been going through a journey with God and grace. Come on, somebody, God and grace. A journey. And I just want to say thank you. And so in my conclusionary paragraph here, God allows things to happen. Oh yes, there was a video that I watched. And this is I've watched a couple videos, but this is not a response to that video, because I understand that a lot of people have those thoughts. It's like, well, why does bad stuff happen? And like, if God know everything, why? And I used to honestly think that way as a kid. If God know everything and he control everything, why do he let bad stuff happen? God gave people free will, and God created everything, and God predestined everything. As far as controlling everything, like, do you think he's down here puppeting everybody's exact life? No. That's why you have free will, and that's why his entire mission, he wants to be magnified and glorified. You know what magnified means? If when you look at something that kind of looks little and you look at it and then it get bigger and bigger, and you're just like, oh, that's what that is? That's your own personal journey with the Lord. It starts with yourself, and then you can help other people. But, you know, it's a journey with him, and he gets joy out of this journey that you go on. That's why I say I think he be trying me and have a sense of humor, is because just imagine like your parents watching you walk and they just watching you like stumble and fall. And they're just like, my baby, learning to walk. Like, that's how God is. And so he's kind of just watching you get yourself together. But the point is, you have to be on the journey to get yourself together, to understand who he is and understand that he's not controlling you. He's not, don't get me wrong, he does answer prayers and stuff, and he does do it in very clear and stuff manners like that. And he's the same, don't get me wrong, he's the same God that he's always been. There was a time that he was here and he would do stuff clear on the earth and manifest himself in ways he's not doing that the same right now. So you have to be diligent and close looking for when you pray for something and when he working. You have to be in the you have to be peeping with your eyes so he can be magnified. Come on, somebody. That's how you do that. And then the more magnified you make him, the more exalted he will be. I'm dead serious. But that's like, and that, to me, that's my understanding of it. God and all of this stuff, that's why you and your business is your main priority and concern. Because as long as you're wrapped up in it, he gonna always get the glory. Because that means you're gonna always, when you fall, you go to him. He likes that. When things are going good, you're praising, you worship him. Come on, somebody. You have to do those things. You have to be constant in prayer. That's the thing. He's not controlling you like, a computer. He's not sitting behind a computer just like, she's going to do this today, she's going to eat this today. You make choices, but all he wants you to do is make the right choices for yourself. Keep him in the forefront of your thoughts. And he gonna be with you along the way. If you ask him, he'll keep you if you want to be kept. I'm over here just having to drag myself, preaching to myself, ministering to myself. He'll do all of those things if you ask him to, and if you are in the process with him. You got to be there with him. And so, he will meet you. I'm not even going to say halfway, because sometimes I feel like he's going 80 and he's going 20. It don't matter. However it is, because that's how it is in regular relationships. It's not always 50-50. Sometimes it's going to be 90-10. Sometimes it's going to be 99-1. But as long as y'all both here and y'all got each other back and y'all know that one day it's going to be all right, you just work on it. So you just keep yourself on your knees, pray, and continue to work on yourself. It's hard. I know it's hard. Like, I'm telling bro, it's hard. That's why I'm here, because this shit is hard. And as a person who go through this often, this isn't like on one hand just regular, and that's day-to-day regular life stuff. The earthly part of everything that's going on, but at the same time, I just really want to get to heaven too, and I want to see God, and I want to feel like all of this fighting and life preparation that I'm doing is for an actual purpose, and it's really going to get me somewhere. Aside from a nice house here on earth, I want to go to my mansion in glory. Like, I just want to feel like all of this that I'm doing is really much worth something. Keep your face turned to God. I really hope that ministers to somebody, because that's where I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up. That really has blessed me. That has been on my heart of the things that I want to talk about here this past little bit is God's love. And so with my last little few minutes, I have 6 over here in the recording. I'm actually curious. Okay. So I can only record for 30 minutes on Anchor. But on my phone, on the video, I can do however long I want to. But I just want to go ahead and say 3 things, but 2 kind of go together. 1, as a Charlotte native, somebody who was born in Charlotte, don't nobody even really know me like that. And that's cool, that's fine. That's all the more reason. The baby, you go back to wherever you came from. We thank you for what you've done. Thank you for the niggas that you've put on. I'm not knocking none of your accomplishments. We could do without that. I just want you to be sat down for a bit. The same way they sit people down in church, you need to be sat down. Like, I'm not even trying to take nothing from you right now. I want God to work with, I want God to do that part. I'm not going to say that I want your career to like go down or nothing like that. But for right now, I really just want you to have several seats and stop talking about being from Charlotte. Leave the 4 alone. We're not glad of you. You wasn't born at CMC Maine, was you? Because no. So you're not from Charlotte. What Akbar say? You flew here, I grew here. And I just want to say, as a person who grew here, I'm not glad to see you represent the city in such a fashion. Get your black ass off that stage. Because whose STDs are you worried about? Whose dicks are you worried about being sucked? It's absurd, just absurd, unnecessary. We could have did without that. And so Milwaukee, wherever you're from, go back, have a seat. You sit down with your child and whoever else's children. You sit down. You sit down. You sit down. You prayed. Have you talked to the Lord about that? Because you're minding other people's business. Have you prayed? The baby. Not glad of you. Not glad of you. And Jeff Bezos, I just want to say, it's not even to Jeff Bezos, to the people who worked at Amazon ever. My heart goes out to you because this man really did get up and say, like, thanks to the workers at Amazon because y'all sponsored this trip, basically. Like, and it wasn't even a research trip to, like, help other, like, was he trying to help other, like, as far as I understand, it was for recreational purposes only. I wish a bitch would. Let me find out the niggas in where I work at. Going to space, one, y'all didn't tell nobody. It wasn't a group trip. I didn't sponsor this. That's not why I came here, especially when people here on Earth need money. And y'all out here going to space for fun. I don't understand whites. And that is my third point. What's really with it? Y'all don't even wash y'all's body. Y'all said it on the internet that y'all don't even wash with soap and stuff. Y'all don't wash all the time. I'm fed up. Buy Anchor. Always go over, watch my stuff on YouTube. You can get the full videos. Make sure you follow the Instagram page. It is Highways in Hedges, the letter N, Hedges. I'm going to put all of the stuff in the description box. Continue to like, share, subscribe. Tell your mama and your own grandma, but leave mine alone. I love you all. Pray, drink your water, and mind your business, as always. That's always fun. It feels like, see, now we're friends. Like, here we are. We're closer. Zhush. I probably should start a Patreon because you actually get paid for that. And this is just YouTube where it's just a video. I'm sorry. I woke up. But don't you also forget to go on over, follow all of the places, the platforms and stuff. Send all of your emails to highwaysandhedges20@gmail.com. That's highways, the letter N, hedges20@gmail.com. Send over your stuff, comments, concerns. Be sure that you rate this anywhere, wherever you're listening to it. It's on 6 platforms, Spotify, YouTube. I'll tell y'all. See, that's the thing. We get more time on here, so we're cool. You can find this actual podcast, the audio version, on Breaker, Google Podcast, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, and Spotify, and YouTube. I just want to thank God. I was so happy to get these emails. I just want to say shout out to Anchor, but that's already in there. For sponsoring this podcast. If you would like to sponsor my podcast, you can always do that. I will send you an email. You can send me an email. I have sent out sponsor partnership emails before, and I've had some people that I was looking into. Then I stopped doing it, so it makes sense that I never really got one. But as I am continuing to work on this and grow, if you would like to sponsor this podcast, by all means, I'm here. This is a help me, help you, help us all. So if you want to make some money, I'm trying to make some money. If you're trying to get some business, I got niggas that can go to where you at. If it's food related, I be hungry. If it's clothes, I wear clothes. What's good? It's shoes. I know niggas that do a lot of stuff. So send your business over here to mine, and we will make it the Lord's business, and we're going to get paid. I believe in black dollars. Okay, again, for the whites, because somebody told me we don't talk about this on my show, so I guess I'll talk about it here a little bit on YouTube more than on the podcast. Well, on Anchor. Why y'all don't wash? And I'm not even, this isn't a question directly to the whites, which is also another part of it. I'm not going to do it today. I'm not going to do it today. But I'm not even their friends like that. And stuff like that just make it even worse because why don't y'all wash? What do you mean? Y'all use the same, I don't even use the same floss stick like 2 days in a row. More or less use somebody else's. Like, you only thought soap was for smell? Not cleansing, not exfoliating, not a deep clean, nothing. Smell. So what, you don't even want to smell good? I can't. I can't. And I would never want to be white. I just want to shout out God for making me a black girl. And a very much pretty one at that, with my nice skin. And I just, don't you ever forget to thank God for the things that you have. And I'm dead serious, because there are people, I have a good body. And I don't mean just good looking. It's the way that I look, the way that I am, all of that. I just want to thank God that I am the way I am. I wouldn't want to be nothing else. I wouldn't want to be a white man. I wouldn't want to be, I damn sure wouldn't want to be a white woman. I wouldn't want to be white, period. I really do like being black. And if I was in another lifetime, I would want to, not would want to be a man, but I would like to live life as a man. That's just my masculine energy side I'm speaking, but I think I would be like that, Nick. I would be a very dapper guy. I would be a nice man. I would like spend my 20s probably like kind of getting bitches and stuff like that, but I also would like scoop me up a good little shorty, live all over life, have some kids, be that nigga. People gonna be like, oh wow. Like the same way I want to be now. Like people gonna be like, wow, who's that? She's really great. Zhuzh. I want to be like that as a man. I would. I dress nice. Anyway. Yes. I wouldn't want to be white. I don't know. I mean, I do want to go to heaven, and I'm really not a nosy person. And when I say I'm not nosy, like, even when fights and stuff are happening, you know how people, like, they go run to it and they kind of be people peep out the window and try to get other people's business. I'm not really into it like that. But if somebody come tell me somebody's business, I might be more inclined to listen, because I didn't go looking. That's the thing. I don't go looking for information. If you can tell me, that's one thing. But when we get to the gates, when God come, I'm curious what he gonna do with the whites. I really do. Like, I kind of just want to sit on the side, like, I'm just looking. I didn't do anything. I'm just looking. Because, no ma'am. No ma'am. I'm gonna keep it cute today. I'm gonna just say no ma'am. But no ma'am. No Karen. No ma'am. I do not appreciate and I do not approve. This nigga went to space. You know how, like, why, how and why? There are people down here starving. There are homeless people down here. When we talk about Jesus and all these, like, and all these whites want to be Christians too. Where is the charity? Y'all giving money amongst yourselves, and then when it comes to other stuff and making laws, y'all don't want to make the laws that are going to be beneficial for the people who are actually in need. And that's kind of what the scripture, you know, what T.D. Jakes was talking about on the thing. There are people in need. There are people that's hungry, and you worried about the Sabbath. You don't even worry about the Sabbath, and you worried about what somebody else is doing on the Sabbath. Y'all out here worried about niggas and what everybody else is doing. You're not even doing the very least of what you can do. But you want to know what you find yourself doing? Going to outer space. Who's up there? Who'd you go meet? Who was there? Why? Why did you go up there? What'd you want to see? You couldn't even go that far. You, like, why were you there? And then you're going to put it on the Amazon workers, my nigga. I would be mad. I would want to be at that man's door. Like, what are you talking about? The people that's working out there, they tired. Them people got bills, and you in outer space for fun, my nigga, because you just got money to blow it in this direction. White people are strange to me. I'm just saying. But that's all I'm going to say on that. And I already said what I had to say about the baby and anybody else who liked that nigga. I took it upon myself to unfollow him. And you probably could say, ooh, wow, it's an unfollow. It's an unfollow, bitch. That's exactly what it is. It's an unfollow. It's one less supporter that nigga got. You want to know why? Because it's not every day that you can get up and say what you want to say, and then people be like, oh, well, this, a follow ain't that deep. If you feel like a follow ain't that deep, keep following that nigga. You the reason why that nigga gonna keep popping his shit. Oh, y'all got me fed up too. People who, like, not even bandwagon, like, you just think the shit cool, like, oh, he can say what he want to say. Like, if you cannot identify somebody's behavior, especially patterns of behavior over time, because it's not like it's his first time, he's progressively getting problematic. What is he doing? Paying your bills? Sucking your dick in the parking lot? Paying for your STD? Like, why are you so tired to the baby and he's a fuck, like, bruh, get the fuck on. But anyway, all of that. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I'm finna go get ready for work. I love you all. If you're still watching up to this point, you a real one. Yes, you're a real one. Shout out to you. Go follow, like, subscribe, share, repost. Make sure you repost it because I like to see my stuff on other people's page. I hope you have a wonderful day. I pray your strength. I pray that God's grace and loving arms be wrapped around you today. I pray that the people you love be protected. I pray that you yourself have traveling grace and mercy and that your house is covered by protecting angels. I pray that everything for you today goes well. Whatever day you're listening to this, I pray that your day is going well. And if it's not, I pray it gets better. I hope that I have influenced your thinking in one way or another, in the most way or the most important way based off of everything I was talking about. Be gracious with yourself. Be gracious with yourself and understand that it's because God is very much gracious with you. He allows you time and days, which is a construct here to us. He allows you time and days to get to where you're trying to go. He not beating you up. He not pushing you. He not kicking you in the back and making you go faster and be like, and that's why you're down there, you stupid bitch. He not. So don't you do it to yourself. And if you are, just remember that he's there. He got you. He got you. And it's okay, sis. Bro, my nigga. It's okay. Okay. So shout out to you. Love you. Bye.